appeared, and they've got a great squad, and they're looking good.
Polish scene revitalizing. French scene revitalizing. The world is healing. The world of Counter-Strike is healing. America, we've now got a playoff team.
Europe's falling off,
It's going really good. I don't know. I'm excited just because of the upsets they've caused and how they've looked so far. It's like, can we get it again? Can we have another team complete this crazy run? So yeah, I'm just excited to see what they can bring to the store, and also the creative ideas they'll have for bridging the gap between the levels of these two teams, considering the experience of Aurora versus the experience of Apogee. So gonna be a fun glimpse at what we've got to work with. Starting on the T side is Apogee. Smoke Flash, Smoke Molotov, and on the CT side for Aurora, dualies on Wakadia. You've got a kit as well in the mix.
Xantares smoked out a connector, can see over the top of it, spots the Prism, but unable to land the shot. Miss Molly out towards mid. Oh my, he just fought him. He just decided, yep, I'm just going to peek Xantares and fight him.
Xantares feels silly right now. Missing all those shots, sticking around for the fight, and then just getting two bulleted from range with a Glock. that's the CT pistol round experience, I feel. Round's not done yet. Wakadia has these dualies up in halls, and you've got a distraction in Major over in the market window. Dualies now activated, but get nothing.
Yeah. Hybex taking himself Wakadia. Now Magic just waiting around the site. Plant's going to be coming in, being locked in, but stopped. Jota making sure the pressure is too high. And the plant can be put down again. So Apogee looking to secure the pistol. No problems here. Forcing back all of Aurora. Only a single kill going against the Poles.
Just the kills just so quick. The shots from Prism onto Xantares in middle towards Khan is crazy. You die so fast. Apogee hit some bangers.
Yeah.
Now they get some AK-47, some rifles out on board, and Aurora's going to buy up into the second round. So they want to contest. They want to contest early here on Mirage.
Well, they played Aurora pretty recently, just the other one.
Yeah.
It's the other Aurora. Now they get a second test. They lost to them, so they're hoping for a different result against this one. I think it's really impressive for Apogee because you do every now and then get a squad that starts popping off online, get some positive results, make some huge strides. They qualify for a big event like this, and then they come and they do nothing, right? How many times have we seen that?
Tons. I mean, that's the same conversation with Complexity as well. The run that they had in Tier 2 coming into this, and you're like, okay, well, are they actually going to do something against these teams? And the answer was yes. So Apogee might have that within them as well.
What's happening here? The scout on a couple of kills with the MP9s, and suddenly Aurora have the player advantage. Now, it can be traded back quite quickly. Xantares is doing a fantastic job at staying alive. He's buying time for Wakadia to make this flank happen. He's even got a kill inside of the side, so it's all on demo all of a sudden. And there's so many players he's got to worry about now. Oh, it's almost impossible. Down to 2 HP, and Wakadia comes in to close it. So Aurora bounced back with a forced buy win.
Not a bad attempt from Apogee, just could never get that kill to completely turn the round in their favor. So Aurora with these SMGs do great work and spin it right around. And I mean, just talking about an underdog run, underdog of this extent in this match with Aurora, those are rounds you absolutely cannot give up. If you have to do it like Complexity, get out to those early leads when you win the pistol, convert that second round to build upon it and get out to a hot start. They stumble right out of the starting gate. And now they go down and it'll be a force buy, but everyone beneath 2K means just pistols and armor.
Yeah, and now taking a timeout straight away. Round 3 of the game. Win the pistol, lose the conversion, take a moment to have a conversation. So Tech9's going to be out on 4 players, a Deagle for Jacob.
This is another one of those conversations, like what Sam asked us at the start of the last series, like, is there any world in which, like, wouldn't it just be a complete travesty if FaZe don't make the playoffs? Same for Aurora. Yep. Like, if you don't make the playoffs, if you get beat here by Apogee and put into a weird matchup that you end up losing, that's a nightmare scenario for an Aurora team coming into this that had to have, that's billed as one of the favorites. Still a long way from that eventuality, but Apogee's already surprised us more than once.
Deagle going forward for Jakub, and it's going to work out for Xantares. A double kill coming through in the AK-47. Eventually trade it back on too, and these Tech9s, they can be potent, but Aurora makes sure they control them.
Yeah, you don't get enough done as well. Just the one kill on Xantares, so not even economic damage to the CT side. Full save coming in for Apogee, and Aurora can just build up even more bank. Get out to that 3-1 lead. then you'll start getting, I mean, Wakadia's not buying a weapon, which I appreciate. So Woxic would be able to draw. Okay, Woxic actually gets the op this time, and they do it in this round. I thought maybe Wakadia stays in the Tech 9, drop the op in the next round, pick up the op in the next round, pass the AK over, but not to be. It's coming out in round 4.
At Apogee.
Glock train towards B.
Yeah.
We all know this strat. We love it.
Choo-choo. Straight in towards Wakadia, and it's an emergency stop.
Wakadia on the tracks.
Oh, there we go.
There it is. The double nade to clean out the ace. All 5 for Wakadia.
Yeah, he's the bullet train.
That's a B player's dream on Mirage. You know, you guys don't never have to come here.
You never get those
Just
moments.
come on the
Yeah.
ecos.
Yeah, come on the ecos, let me farm, get the ace, then go A on the gun rounds.
Yeah, go. You can go elsewhere now. I've got my kills.
Well, the AK's back into the hands of Apogee, who had the pistol round, and we all thought, okay, here we go. Apogee's chance to build a great start of the game, but that was taken away from them. Now they've got to do it the hard way. Oh, it gets worse. Wakadia is not stopping. A kill this time from a quick boosted position down into the smoke. Prism no longer with us. Woxic taking damage to the connector. Lucky to get away.
So is Wakadia on the follow-up fight. So all of a sudden, I'm sure Woxic and Wakadia would have liked to have stuck around a little bit longer and been more of a nuisance, but they've got to back away with the low health. Temho gets passive. Looked like he was creeping up to maybe challenge into that B bomb site, but with the knowledge that they've backed away from middle, he realizes all eyes going to be up on Hall. So Wakadia low HP boosted up. Woxic's op has shifted over to Ticket at the A bomb site. And Major's going to try and run interference and lure them right into the arms of Wakadia at this B bomb site. 3 Apogee players lined up behind this smoke with a lurk in middle, and this tactic isn't going to change. Might have to wait out another smoke that is just deployed, but if you're Apogee, you've got 1 flashbang, 2 smokes, and 2 Molotovs, so you don't have the nades to rotate back on the map and go elsewhere.
.30 on the clock. More utility to slow Apogee. They are not going to have a lot of time to be methodical on their take, and this only strengthens the position of Wakadia.
And now Major can peek off his contact as well.
They're letting them come in. Wakadia just buying time. There's the headshot, and it's devastating. Beautiful back-to-back rounds here from Wakadia. He won't be given the opportunity for 2 aces in a row as Jacob falls away to save the AK-47, but that's 9 kills in 2 rounds from Wakadia.
Yeah, again, it's the same conversation. He's just like, I've seen my action for the half. I've got my kills. Don't come back. Let me just have one of those chill halves where I just get a jump spot.
Oh, at this point, keep coming back,
yeah,
actually.
That's right, maybe. Good opening kill over the smoke in middle, but this is a nice sequence. Never expected it.
Great utility as well, just holding on to it so late into the round. You know, if you have an extra few seconds and you can take the side, you can be clear about it, methodical about it, then maybe you do check the boost or you get someone to consider it, but
that's a smoke.
Oof. And you have very limited utility to begin with.
Yeah, that's 1 of 3 smokes you brought into the round, so not where you wanted to place it.
Not at all.
Not even close.
Wakadia, do they come again? Do they come a knocking?
Well, Zantaras should get the first test. Stream out mid-late when Zantaras' timing is backed off. Op and Woxic over at Ticket. You've got Joda playing at the triple boxes. Zantaras over in jungle. Wakadia is going to be on catwalk with Major anchoring this B bomb site. And I guess it's going to be B again, just through catwalk. 3 players on cat right now for Apogee. Drop a smoke over in Con and just hit the go button.
Now back. Oh, Wakadia not too happy this time. Okay, second kill on Major. The B bomb side that was perfect in back-to-back rounds. An opening created, forced open by Apogee, and they're into the site with the bomb going down and Aurora saving on the other side of the map.
Yeah, cool little round from Apogee, but I'm surprised that Aurora didn't have faster reactions to that con smoke. Wakadia not being prepared for the fight off catwalk for that long. A little bit surprising to me. A very easy take of the B bomb site. Wakadia close up on Cat, and then Major at a distance on Van. Second round for Apogee out of the save, so well done. 4 players survive, 4 players get free rifles, which all of a sudden catapults their money into a much, much better place. Shouldn't be many rounds in this half, though, where Apogee get to repeat that kind of a round. I mean, 3 players just chilling halfway up catwalk without window smoked off, without con smoked off. No one peeking for information, no one harassing. They just got to chill for like 15 seconds before chucking out the utility. They were waiting for a peek that never came. I don't think Aurora is going to let them be that calm and settled in middle again in the rest of this map. Double op setup switched into for the CT side. Major's going to have one over at the B-bomb site. Should allow Wakadia to be as mobile as he likes.
A execution ready to go here. It's going to be a simple direct hit here from Apogee. And we're looking in towards mid, but with one, but it's all about the A thrust. A lot of B focus. Now Jota gets his chance. It's going to be Zantares to take the first kill of the round. Gap in the start of that smoke to play with as they go forward. It's Woxic and Jota together combining. And so far, so good for this defense. Demo can't change that fact, and so Prism comes back from his early mid-play, and he's stuck with all of his teammates littering the A-bomb site.
These defensive smokes really ruined Apogee. It looks like they wanted to kind of turn in and actually fight towards jungle or top con, but the fact that these defensive smokes were thrown out so deep into the site, no one could get a comfortable angle and actually turning to duel towards top con. Really nice smoke dropped by Zantares, makes it a hard fight. And another defensive round win. Because of the last round and the 4 weapons saved, Apogee have plenty of money for a buy. If they get a plant the next round, they can purchase as well because they have a decent losing bonus built up. And they still haven't spotted this double op setup. Now passed over to Wakadia instead of Major.
They're going to come towards this A to BP. Oh, they switch again. Oh my god, that's such a risky switch.
A lot of faith in that Molotov.
Yeah, imagine, let's see. Yeah, so they come in towards him. He takes some damage on board. Now he's pinned in the corner. Has to rely upon his utility to get him out of the spot. And he's still in the position, but the fire spreads, and so he can't drop down into the bomb site. Wakadia just going to have to be the defensive player to try and force them back. And in fact, they've just called it off themselves after that kill.
After that gun swap, I don't think Major ever felt comfortable. Looks real jittery peeking into the angle with the AWP. So Wakadia steps up for the push, and they punish it. Nicely done from Jacob. Meanwhile, the rest of Apogee is heading towards the A-bomb site. Woxic staying in CT spawn. Coming back, Jota needs to delay until he's ready, but can only get the one. And now Woxic's put under some pressure.
Woxic to peek out into the open and just annihilated. Zantara is going to retreat with the AK.
Bomb has been planted.
Fantastic work getting into the site, and Apogee staying in this. Starting to carve out a decent T side at the moment. They've still got to deal with the money that Aurora have built up, though. There's still much cash. You know, Jota's got nearly 10K. Woxic in the same story. Zantares just wants the AK because it's a sick weapon in his hands for the CT side, but might not be able to hold on to it to put in pressure on him. Jacob right onto that right side, and Zantares, gets cleared eventually. So AK will not be saved here for Aurora, but there's no money issues. They'll be able to buy again.
Yeah, they got tons of cash. Apogee's got a lot more to burn through. Woxic with 11K to start this, but man, they're putting some good rounds on the board. That's a really nice round to get some kills, get some picks without being committed, just kind of investigating and probing, punishing the follow-up information play from Wakadia, and then obviously just some incredible shots. To rotate back to A was just a thing of beauty. Aurora completely stumped on it. So 5-3, a second timeout taken by Apogee. Talk things over, make sure this kind of gameplay continues. and see if they can pull out a successful offensive half here on Mirage.
Hypex over the top of the boost. Just looking over the smoke into connector. No peek from Woxic. In terms of that side, it's all about the underpass pick for Woxic, which he will grab with ease. Now Demho moves into position, and it's going to be a frag for him. He actually takes a light shot on board. Has to put himself in the corner on low HP. But he's won the connector fight, but that grenade, oh, it's gone.
That one,
he's gone.
that one
Goodbye.
killed.
No
Ooh.
way.
Okay.
Bullets will, but yeah, that grenade didn't do
Well,
much.
he broke the smoke instead of throwing it deep, is what confused us. It looked like he was just going to chuck it way, way deep in there, but it gets the job done. 5-3 and a 4-on-3 advantage. You've got two defenders here. Joda's in the cubby.
Yeah, he is.
He's going to move out of it as well. They want to clear middle really quickly. Two players on catwalk, two coming through con. So Aurora sacrificed both bomb sites just to say, if you're trying to split A or B, we're at least going to eliminate half of the attack. Nobody's home, but the Molotov will force forward, and that's a nice win for Joda. Headshot before Prism and Hypex are involved.
Oh, going for the flick shot down into the site. 19 HP left here for Woxic. Hypex nearly getting caught. He drops down at probably just the perfect time. And Joda playing on the smoke fade gets into the sandwich again. Prism's turn to step out from triple. This needs to be a massive turnaround from Prism, but he isn't able to do it. Hypex now cuts off the flank. They know exactly where he is, and he would have to have a spectacular clutch here defending from the ramp, and he hasn't really got the weapon for it. It's the AWP. The defuse is happening. He misses the shot on the stairs player, and despite bringing it close, just not enough that he could do. So 6 rounds for Aurora, back to winning ways, and delaying the streak of rounds that Apogee want to build.
A little bit tense though. The diffuser was low on HP. If he swings and goes for the diffuser, yeah. Little tense. But due to the virtue of so much money for Aurora, they have so many ways to recover from any loss they take. And Apogee, after this bye, they've got nothing left in the tank, just the losing bonus to rely upon. So Aurora's almost out of the woods. Double op setup still hasn't really had that great of an impact for them to keep going back to it, but leaning into it, and that's a huge pick.
Yeah, he goes again though, and that second peek is punished by Woxic. So all the hard work to get that opening kill, and it's traded back immediately. I'll leave one player in the underpass, that's Demho, and they'll grab the bomb and go back over towards A, but Woxic is starting to get some real serious output on this AWP. Joda's aggressive ramp play, that's the bomb spotted, but Prism still comes out on top of the fight. Woxic's gonna check connector, but it's a missed shot. He's been nailing most of them, but not this one.
Yeah, that one seemed unusual. Woxic, I feel like he's good for that. And another great headshot on the Major, and all of a sudden the defense just crumbles. 4-on-3, and just bangers coming out of Apogee. They've taken over the bomb site. Wakadia 1 versus 3. That's not too much damage. Gonna challenge for this inside the bomb site.
He's having a game, so let's give him a chance at this. Stairs fight as well. Headshot, Demo down, and now it's just Prism. Wakadia looks to lock him up. Takes a pause. Waiting for a mistake, waiting for Prism to walk into him. And you can see Prism starting to consider the fact that Wakadia could have made his way towards CT. Could have dropped into mid and gone towards stairs.
Oh, did he spot the head?
Oh, Wakadia! Oh, so close! If Prism was slightly lower, he had done it, but Prism stands tall in the 1v1.
Yeah, such a good round, such a good clutch, a long extended one. Wakadia really tried to let him feel the weight of the situation on his shoulders, but steps up, and that's been part of the great story around this Apogee team is the young players, the inexperience. You mentioned the Polish thing, revitalizing, been waiting for a Polish team to get behind ever since the Golden Five and the old Virtus.pro lineup. They haven't really had anything to be super happy about.
They had maybe during that 2017-2018 period, they had AGO.
Yeah, which didn't really accomplish
Like
much.
the
And they had
likes of Snatchy and
some individual players still hanging around, but outside of demo, everyone is really inexperienced. Most of them just playing local Polish lands. Jacob himself had no experience playing on land coming into PGL Bucharest. So another really young, inexperienced lineup showing some cool things and showing they can rise to the occasion. 2 rounds back, and they've taken money away from Aurora finally. Op on Woxic yet again, M4 on Zantares. But 2 MP9s and a Deagle to supplement those 2 rifles. And a chance for Apogee to even things up at the end of the half.
oh, grenade right on towards Woxic. Hasn't dissuaded him from staying committed in the fight in middle, though. He's going to have a look into the underpass, but he's about to die if he extends into the open. But that smoke protects him for the time being. And now he can focus on top mid. Not seeing anything on his excursion.
Outside of crazy heroics, Apogee have called themselves a win in this round. Although I say that, but just at the moment, Aurora rotating over to the A bomb site. Out of spawn, Apogee called for a 2-2 A execute with 1 lurking in middle. There was only 1 defender there in the Deagle. Just now, Woxic and Wakadia have come to supplement it, but they've got no smokes to drop in the choke points, no Molotovs to deny anyone coming out Palace. This is going to be a tough. Good first win for Zantares, but now it's all on Woxic with the op.
And he'll nail a shot to the chest of Yakub, but now we'll go again to the back of Triple. And Hypex is just stuck inside of ramp at the moment.
And I don't know how you clear this with an op.
Yeah, he's got to wait on everybody coming out of Palace instead. Wakadia. He will go down eventually. Decent work
That's how
coming
you do
through.
it.
And Hypex, yep, that's how you do it. You clear close left, and you get yourself 1 step closer to this 1v3. The problem is you're still stuck at Tetris. There's a flank coming through spawn. Madra's still a little bit off and not even required, so Zantares just bangs his head right off.
Had the right idea. Good peek from Zantares, who was tired of waiting around for the action to come to him. 7-4. Aurora just not letting Apogee build into anything in this first half.
I almost can't believe that Madra still has 0 kills because it felt like there was so much early action towards the B bomb site.
Yeah.
Like there was so many moments towards B where I thought, yeah, surely Madra got at least one of those, but Wakadia was just taking everything.
Got the eco ace, got the quad kill when he's boosted up.
Madra was involved in a lot of the strength and the reason why the B holds were successful. Just didn't get his flowers.
Back to the A bomb site yet again. This time with Tech 9s and pistols, they can be hyper aggressive through this smoke. Joda knows they're coming now.
Yep, there they go, right in towards them. It's a quick kill on the Tech 9 to open things up and not stopping, getting into a CT spawn. AWP Woxic straight to the head. Hypex ripped apart. Now Madra up first. Here we go. Khalil can't get it done. The curse continues, and Hava with a 3K on the Tech 9. Still going forward. And that Tech 9 just cuts through the entire defense. And the wall bang through triples. Not bad here from Woxic. And he's going to be happy about that because it might just reopen the opportunity to get back into this. It looked like it was going to be easily collected in the post plant, but with that shot through triple boxes, they feel a little better about this, but they haven't spotted anybody else. They haven't seen anybody else. Apogee tuck into the ramp. They play 2 towards CT. And so it's on Aurora to pull them out of their holes, to pull them out of their hiding spots. And Woxic's doing everything he can. He knows where Jacob is. He's got to get on the defuse. He's going to hold it with that Tech 9. Hits the headshot right through the smoke. And an extra round secured at the end.
Yeah, but they had to win 2 low buys in this half. They had the Tech 9 round at the B bomb site that they won coming up Catwalk. And now they had this one, the execute onto the A bomb site where there was only 1 single player defending. That was Joda. So you get 5 rounds, you've done just enough, but still there's superiority for Aurora in the gun rounds that is making this very difficult for you. Took 2 really tough low-buy rounds to keep it close. Now we switch sides. Wakadia, we highlighted some of the great rounds he had at the B-bomb site. 16 kills for Wakadia in that first half, 12 on Woxic, 0 on Major. But it doesn't matter, they have a 7-5 lead. And see him calling out how he wants the boys to play as they switch sides. Some tactics for the pistol round, the gun rounds, reminders of how Apogee is going to play this CT side, reminders of what they're going to encounter throughout the half.
You love when you get a Tech 9 round like that, where you just get flashed in, you get to just run all the way.
That feeling when like the run and gun Tech 9 is landing and you're just like, oh baby, this is it. This is the one.
Super satisfying.
This is a playoff series. These two teams sitting at a 2-1 record in the Swiss system at PGL Bucharest. So the winning squad moves on to the playoffs. We could have another miraculous run. Just seeing Complexity qualify in the previous series over FaZe. Apogee can inflict some pain in a similar fashion to Aurora here.
Ooh, missed window smoke.
Yikes.
I don't know about it. And the past players will confirm that the window smoke did not connect as they would have liked. Wakati is going to go down to the pistol first. Straight through the connector though from Jota. I like the play to trade it back on Jacob.
Had to improvise with that kind of bogus smoke thrown out by a teammate.
But yeah, I'm going to make the most of this situation. Now in a minute, 8 seconds. Woxic has started to push out of ramp while Jota's trying to pull attention. Oh, he gets caught. And that's why you call it the murder hole.
He gets stuck more than anything, but that's a good find from Major. Okay, but the bomb is walking up A. I don't think they've seen Woxic with this P250.
Dude, he's just walking out all the way, but unfortunately, he's the only player left. All of his teammates are gone.
And the way this has worked out, he hasn't been able to use this timing to get any kind of clean fights, and now Hypex is aware of the possibility towards jungle. Crouched beneath the box, Woxic is going to have to be aggressive on somebody. Where does he make his decision? 35 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, tough one here for Woxic. FaZe not giving him too much. He's going to play him behind the ticket box, and Woxic looking to punch his ticket, but it's going to be really difficult. He's going to manage it regardless. Takes a little damage on board, but has to think about the plant soon, and so commits to it now. So at least, at a minimum, they've got that force buy in the next, but Woxic looking to take them all the way, getting close, but just not landing these shots. He had his opportunities, but he would have had to be picture perfect.
Yeah, good job from Apogee as well, just keeping him kind of frozen in the open with no idea which fight's coming next until you got him really exposed and at a disadvantage. So a pistol for Apogee. They won the first half pistol as well, but lost the second. If they can convert this one, that'd go a long way for them, and that's probably the conversation they're having right now in freeze time is, boys, we don't drop 2 of these rounds in a game. Had missed smoke, getting 1 player killed, but did allow Jota to find the equalizer as well. Beautiful USP shots down the stretch.
Well, that bomb plant could really have more ramifications than you might expect because Woxic has given them all extra money so they can get Galil's out on 3 and Mac 10's on the other 2. 2 out as well. Madra got off the goose egg. Now up to 1.
Nice. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Here he goes. Mac 10 trying to enter short. He's the front man. He's got his teammates in behind him. And Demo changing his position. He's got his teammate rotating in from market to try and help him. And Demo's so low, so he'll welcome that smoke, some protective cover. Hypex in the meantime with the rifle out at short. It's only 1 kill. So Demo has to play around this smoke. And with that 1 HP, he's gone.
They don't have the bomb, though. They don't have the bomb.
Another frag.
Yeah, looking for the fights because they can't recover it now. It's far away.
Oh, Wakati has wrapped it. He's got it here. Even though Fa gets it down into the 1v1, it's Wakati to make sure it's an Aurora round. So the force buy does work out, and that bomb plant in the previous pistol makes a difference.
Both pistols won, both second rounds lost.
Yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, especially again as the underdog, where those opportunities you have to capitalize on them, because we saw what happened in the first half was Aurora able to mount like a really good defense, and it took the miracles of 2 low buy wins to keep the half even close. Scout on Hypex. 2 Deagles, 2 5.7s for Apogee as they try and return the favor. Window smoke coming in, which will allow Major to be as aggressive as he likes as his Antares comes from the underpass. This one lands, so he's got safety, back turn, Jacob goes down. Timing not there. And now Utility shows the positioning of another player, which Antares will stand and fight. Good win. Hafad the only one left. And he's going to push Palace for a little bit of safety, but all of his teammates are going down. So Aurora's going to be up to 9. Apogee has to save completely in this next round. And that might be the stranglehold that Aurora needed to gain to just close this map out.
Oh, Wakati making noise now, diving down, so Hypex gets the info just at the right time to protect himself for an extra moment, but eventually Wakati still picking that kill up, and Fa has one last chance. 5-7 in behind multiple players. Not so clean on the first, but regardless, he will be traded.
Poor Woxic just gets picked out of the crowd. Yeah, it was
me? Why me, bro?
The most enticing one. 9-6, and it's the unarmored USPs to challenge for the CT side, which isn't much of a challenge. It's an interesting game to kind of think about because I don't fully know. I mean, the score's close, right? But I don't fully know if Aurora's been challenged at the level it kind of says they are. When you think 2 pistol rounds won, 2 second rounds lost, when you think they've had to win 2 force buys with Tech-9s in the first half, this could, I don't know, the gun rounds coming out, it just seemed like so firmly in the favor of Aurora. It doesn't really feel like they're being tested all that terribly. Outside of the pressure of the score being kept close.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like there was ever a point where it's been panic mode.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm worried in any way.
No, not at all.
It still feels like they're in control despite some unfortunate losses that they'd like to have back, but...
Sure, but yeah, there's never been a patch of the game where they're completely out of control of it. And it doesn't look like we're going to see that. It feels like, honestly, we could get to the point where, you know, Apogee stay in it, they keep the scoreline close, but Aurora could just grab control of it now and end this 13-6. It has that feeling to the game at the moment, and very easily could become reality.
Well, let's find out here in round 17. It's going to be another investment from Apogee. They don't have the AWP to bring out on Hypex. They don't have the money for it, so he'll be sat on the M4 with the rest of his teammates. Utility's a little bit sparse. Obviously, no kits either on board for the CT side. So any late round post-plant situation is going to be extra tense. And Zantara is starting to gain a little bit of, oh, another missed smoke.
Oof. Yeah, it's been
Does
a few
it block
of
the
those.
lineup?
Yeah. Well, hopefully one of them lands.
Miss smoke might be the wrong thing to call that one. That's just a huge mistake. Someone trying to drop the smoke and just throws it.
Can you throw me that smoke? Yeah, sure. Bang off the floor.
So now they've used 3 smokes for pretty standard mid control.
Eventually they got there.
Yeah.
Might not matter. Here we go. Woxic, he's going to show us how it's done.
That for Khan, so Aurora trying to throw a little bit of a fake in the mix. They're trying to show like they want to go up catwalk.
Yeah, but they're all thinking about the A play. 1 in Palace, 3 ramp, and a lit Khan surge for Mr. Major.
Their utility is going to be all gone by the time they want to make their play. So this is a little bit tense. Good
yeah, now they've lost Jada as well, so this is starting to look real rough. 45 seconds left.
They'd like that extra smoke right about now.
Could help. Certainly could help. They're all pinned back. So not only does FaZe get that kill, he also delays. He blocks them at ramp.
And there's been no presence in middle. There's been no presence at the B bomb site. I mean, maybe Apogee thinks they're walking all the way back around to B halls.
Here goes Woxic. He's gonna need a quick kill. FaZe still close. He's still waiting. Just on this left side, Zantara's peeks him. And all in a blink of an eye, it's the kills from Aurora, and the site has fallen.
That's got to be so frustrating for them, because really, I mean, they didn't see anything, they didn't hear anything, they didn't sense anything up until the hit comes in. 1v2 somehow for Demho. Winnable, but going to be tough. Woxic's off inside the bomb site. Been spotted.
Yeah, he's got to get past that, and also Zantara's down in sandwich, so this is really rough for Demho. So many angles he's got to worry about, and Woxic can just pull attention and allow Zantara's an easy kill in this position. Even if the AWP goes down, Zantara's is right beside him. And Demho is doing his best, but Zantara's pushes out, catches the timing. And Aurora, they were stalled out for such a long time, but they have so much firepower, they were able to just explode out of ramp. Feel bad for FaZe, though. He just got wrecked by Zantara's.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of players who have that experience, so he's in good company. They can make a support group if need to. Nicely done from Woxic as well, just completely ignoring everything, letting his teammates, letting Zantara's entry and provide that kill, but just keeping his focus straight up on the swing from Ticket, because he gets a supportive pick there to help protect his teammates into the A bomb site. Apogee have to go for a little half-buy, the old Brazilian half-buy with SMGs and leaving enough money for a buy in the next round, but the start is major, getting another kill, spotting out at least one more. And with all these picks, Apogee, who have tried to keep their team grouped up together to a certain degree to make up for the lack of firepower, they've had to spread around the map. So one at B, one at A, and one in ladder room. None of them able to support each other. Demo just hiding as long as he can, and he can only get the one.
Yeah, one's not enough. We need to peek in towards the scout here. Jakob's got an AK picked up.
Shit.
That's not bad at all.
That's
yeah,
real nice.
That's real nice indeed, but there's no kid on their back. And now Astralis is taking Hypex down. It's all onto Jacob coming in, and they can focus solely on his position. So, okay. Damage being done through the bench. A lot of damage, in fact. Wukadia is on 6 HP. And the time's the problem, and he has to get headshots quickly. Another one picked up, but Astralis being elusive, and the lack of kit here for Jacob's going to cost him the round alongside a mouthful of lead.
Tell you what, that's some spicy shooting. that's some really fine shooting from Jacob.
Dude, that was sick the way he picked up the AK and just immediately gets the headshot at top mid.
Well, there was that interview with the coach of Apogee, Bogdan, yesterday, and the headline of it is, when I saw Jacob shooting in practice, it was incredible, insane. And I've been thinking about that headline as I'm watching this clip go down. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense now all of a sudden. Nasty little sequence, but doesn't result in a win, and now Aurora have 6 chances to close out this first map. This is the pick of Apogee. Next we go to the pick of Aurora, which is Anubis. And I'm sure all you sitting at home are all sick of listening to us say that Aurora has established themselves as the best Anubis team, but guess what? They've established themselves as the best Anubis team.
They have. And we'll get to see it coming up next.
Wukadia with 25 kills.
Yeah, he's had a beastly game. Obviously had 9 in like in 2 rounds in a row. He had 5 kills, then 4. So that's certainly a nice buffer to begin with. And he's continued his output throughout this half, throughout this map entirely. Astralis take Jacob down early on. Now looking at a 5v4. And Aurora just going to settle into an A play with that, leaving one player in mid, Astralis, and look at that. The patience as he tucks himself into the corner. Prism just walks up, thinks it's clear, and Astralis gets away with the freebie.
I wonder if he heard footsteps over to the A-bomb site, though, because Safa looks like he has an idea they're coming. Can't win the first fight, and now it's all on Hypex. At the stairs with an op, and 5 players coming at him. 4, excuse me, make that 3 after the kill.
Yeah, not bad with the 1, but now he's stuck behind a smoke. So there's no one actually committed in front of the smokes in the A-bomb site to defend it.
And this is the only play that really Hypex can make, is to kind of ignore the rest of the A-bomb site. Go look for a lurker in middle. You know Zantara's got that kill earlier. If you can find him, then all of a sudden you're sitting at a 2-on-3, but nobody's home, because Zantara's has bailed out after the information from his kill.
So now you just got to play retake. And Demo's done a decent job of quickly getting towards jungle, and the bomb hasn't even crossed yet.
Major was so nervous.
And they're so low.
Yeah, okay, a little bit sketchy. There's a chance now for Apogee.
Zantara's head showing over the top, even on low HP, he still takes that kill. And that chance has now dwindled away. Oh God, Wukadia killed his own teammate.
Counts for 26.
Yeah, 20 seconds left though. Gotta get that bomb across to the site. And now they will, so it's going down on default. Hypex waiting for a head to peek up. Oh, a shot through the boxes as well. But yeah, just getting out of the connector at this point. Impossible for Hypex. It is over here. Aurora gonna win this one 13-6. And it comes back to what we were saying. It was ties for the first half. It felt like it was closer than it really was. Aurora don't really lose control of it and get the job done 13-6 on the opening map.
As Dinko just said, maybe at the half it looked closer than what it actually was, but if you were watching in the server and you did the eye test, Aurora had this.
That comfortable for Aurora.
Yeah, we're gonna find out, really. I mean, that first map, like, I even felt like Aurora wasn't playing their best game, and they still felt like they were in complete control. They come in here, and I mean, Wakadia had that big performance on map 1. You get another one of those out of him. You get a good game out of Zantaras. This could just be over. So let's see what Apogee's gonna have to fight with. They're gonna be starting on the T side, attacking into Aurora's defense. It's 2 smokes, a flash, and a Molotov for the offensive side.
Now, Apogee won both pistol rounds on Mirage.
Yeah, true.
They won both pistols, but they lost both conversions.
Yeah,
so
it's a fair point. Even a pistol round victory here might not matter.
exactly. So we have to keep an eye on that. Apogee, a lot of utility, as you pointed out, and Demo's going to start making his way over towards connectors, and Tara's on the other side of the wall, and the Chill Beretta's ready to unleash. And Tara's going to take a few steps back. Bullets being sent into the chest. Wakadia down to 2 HPs, and Tara's also low, but eventually taken away. And 3 kills for Apogee come in just a second, but Eternal Fire fight back. I say that, it's Aurora. And now it's Woxic 1v2, and the plan committed to.
You've done it, you're the first.
I dodged it, all of it. But somehow, some way, it creeped its way back in. But it's Woxic looking to make sure he puts a new stamp on this. What? And that shot is filthy, but he doesn't know where Hypex is. And he doesn't bite. He doesn't peek into the open from the back of that pillar and secures the 1v1.
Damn, that's almost a spicy clutch from Woxic. Man, I mean, Zantaras just kept getting forced back further and further. Both dualies defending the B bomb site back to back at the pillar. One on each side, and just couldn't get away and couldn't find any comfort. Unrelenting. Oh, I mean, yeah, like Zantaras just like, where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? And Wakadia like, well, you've come to my spot, so that's not reasonable.
Dude, dude, I'm already here. Oh, that's always really unfortunate. Well, another pistol round for Apogee, and it looks like they'll get this. There's no buy at all from Aurora.
Yeah, and the push is coming in the stack at the A bomb site. Demo's already spotted it out, heard the information, starts backing away with that AK-47. B bomb site overrun. So Apogee should have no problems. The only real danger is losing this AK-47 because Demo is stuck around for the kills. Thankfully, everyone else from Aurora ran in the opposite direction than Wakadia, so no one's there for the trade, but Demo still wants to fight, so he could drop this, but nope, it's a spray down. All 5 kills, an ace for Demo.
Yeah, he's gonna like that. An ace added to his career record against the Pistols. And for the first time, Apogee with a pistol and converted.
Yeah, that's gotta be a nice change of pace.
Yeah, 2 rounds in a row. Important they get off to a really solid start here. They need to build up a great foundation.
See if Aurora can put a stop to him. No op yet in the hands of Woxic. Prioritizing head armor over utility is this Aurora defense. B bomb site gonna get tested and they're boosted up. They have to break this right now. Defensive smoke deployed, but it doesn't bloom fast enough to protect Joda, so Major slides into the safety of the platform, but there's nothing he can do.
Prism catches Antares running, not expecting him to be in the cave. He actually got away with another one on the MAC-10.
Yeah.
That is some ridiculous output from Prism, and in fact, his maneuver has allowed the round victory.
Hyper aggression once you've gotten into the bomb site.
The hunt's on as well. Demo's already on A, and Wakadi's just going to walk right into him. Oh, didn't take it, but the grenade, he dodges that as well. So, unlikely Wakadia keeps his rifle here. He's going to have to fight on 2 fronts eventually. And it's Demo to confirm it.
Demo starts out 8-1 in this half to get them out to this 3-0 start. Aurora on the back foot early, CT side Anubis, but they didn't really get a fight with all the bells and whistles. So half fight coming in for Aurora in this round 4, and they'll wait till the next to get out all the rifles in the AWP. Woxic will have the op in the next round. But this is exactly the start you want if you want to cause an upset and take us to 3 maps. 3rd map and decider would be Train.
Like I said, I don't think we're going there, but
I don't either, but
it would be nice if we did, you know?
It's the start you needed if you did want to see Train.
So Tara's had a great Anubis game yesterday. He kept him quiet so far, yet to get a kill. But we're only in round 4.
Eternal Fire gets lowered to the middle of the map. 4 players going to be attacking into B.
Aurora, Aurora, Aurora.
God dang it, I did it.
You did it as well.
It's your fault, though.
I did. I started it.
Aurora lured towards the middle of the map, now into the A bomb site. Smoke wall is up, Molotov's down in the site. Easy take, easy round for Apogee. They've got 4.
Have you ever seen the Aurora Borealis?
I've always wanted to, I have not.
Yeah, me neither. I haven't seen it. Gotta check it out.
It looks cool. This is interesting. What do you do in the next round if you're Aurora? If all 5 of these weapons stay in their hands, like you'll upgrade the Mac 10 on Joda, but do you just keep SMGs?
Maybe like
preserve the money?
An aggressive maneuver maybe could be freed up, throw a round in the mix. Like you could maybe take water outside A or a B push.
Yeah, it's just interesting because they're not lining up for any kind of exit kills to try and upgrade these SMGs at the end of the round. They're just kind of content to let Apogee bail out of the bomb site, and if anyone truly overextends to an insane degree, they'll challenge. But decisions for Aurora going into round 5. I'm just going to build up utility around this. I think Joda's got to upgrade that Mac 10. MP9s, whatever. And he's not doing it. Okay, the 5 SMG tactic for Aurora. Out of a round where they stacked and never got tested, they're happy to just continue with the half buy. This time, bolstered by full kits of utility.
It'll be interesting to see how they play this one, if they just play standard. Right now, it seems pretty standard.
I think you play standard because you have the nades for it. You know, usually when you see teams with this kind of a buy, right, it's labored and they're going to be missing a smoke or a Molotov. But now that you have all of it, you play standard, but you might be more willing to jump on like a rotate.
A few more risks available if you desire to use them. Like this, Major pushing out into the smoke. Prism's going to continue walking towards A.
Big issue is this position of Xantar's. Oh, good find. Okay, blind shots through the smoke. Why not? Might have seen a little something over it, but I didn't. Hypex and Hafa in middle. Prism outside of A main. And Jacob still kind of lurking between mid and the B bumps, or the B choke point, just to look for pushes.
Oh, this double setup behind the door. This could be devastating. Fafa's going to take the first peek and spot Woxic. And Xantares still hasn't given away a spot. So even if that AWP committed and got the pick, there was still Xantares as the insurance policy. But with 30 seconds left, it's the Xantares play forward. The knife out jump from Legadia.
Well, they now know the information on both players. One's outside challenging Major. One's over in Canals.
Good kill from Jacob out towards the site, but 15 seconds on this clock. Still needs to take down Major inside of the site. Low on HP, hides behind the obelisk. Just rot the clock, run the timeout. They can't get to the bomb, so you've just won this. So yeah. Aurora, that's a fantastic round to win because you get a free AWP, a free AK-47, and you win on 5 SMGs that you saved previously. So the money is in a perfect position.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's actually just kind of boomeranged into a wonderful spot. So now you can get some N4s to supplement that SMG that was saved by Major. He's going to be fine sticking to it. And Aurora's in a pretty good spot, all things considered, for being down by 3 rounds, 1-4 in the favor of Apogee, the Polish side, as they continue attempting to surprise us here at PGL Bucharest in the group stages. Winner of this series does move on to the playoffs.
Yeah, the problem is here for Apogee now, because of that round victory from Aurora, beating them here doesn't put their money down again. They're just going to have a really good buy in the next round once more. So you've got an uphill battle where you have to win this round and also just limit how many players die. Because if you lose too much, it's going to start getting really expensive on the T side. At least they've got some cash left over.
Well, they've got the op now in the hands of Hypex. Let's see what these AK-47s can do, how they want to work this. Oh, with those Mac 10s, I mean, in the early stages of the half when they gained control, it was super hyper-aggressive, getting into bomb sites and pushing well past them. Now that you don't have those weapons for mobility.
Oh. X-ray off to give us more of an empathetic view to see what Hypex is able to see and does not see Xantares.
No, it looked like Zantares was going to give him that peek, though. It was jiggling until the boost got set up. Apogee played patient, looking for a pick, looking for a peek, looking for some aggression that's not coming.
I think there's a big difference I see in Zantares and how he plays Anubis middle compared to a few years ago. It was too many times where Zantares would maybe make too many mistakes inside the mid, get too aggressive, give away opportunities, but now it's a lot more disciplined as Aurora. You can just see that level of maturity in terms of how the team approach the game is just way better.
Well, the map has just evolved so much from when it came out too. I mean, in the early days of Anubis, you had kind of two players defending middle pretty much at all times, and then it was kind of like the star player position, and now part of the reason why Aurora and previously Eternal Fire became one of the best teams on it was they showed you could play a CT side without really having too much of a middle presence, right? That's kind of been their thing. You just dominated everywhere else. Woxic with a nice up shot. A defender had been pulled away. That's Wakadia, but he's coming back now.
Yeah, he's coming back to heaven, but he can't peek out to the site until he realizes it's a good timing for it. And as soon as he goes into the open, I thought he was getting that kill on Demo, but a headshot from the pole is connected. And now we've got Aurora 3v3. Demo is pushed all the way into storage. There's low HP from the initial fight against Wakadia. Comes back to bite him as Zantares with a body shot and then the follow-up headshot. Hafa hits the deck, leaving Hypex in a position that's unwinnable because as soon as he hits that first shot, the peak comes through connector and we end up seeing a second round collected here for Aurora.
Tell you what, Zantares wins that round though, because actually Wakadia's peak is really rough. Losing that fight and giving access to that position over to Demho to be able to really challenge towards Beach, Zantares could have just gone down on the rotation and then the round's over. So Wakadia almost gave the winning play over to Apogee, but Zantares killing him here, and this is a beautiful shot as well onto Hafa. Those two kills make that an easy retake.
Still getting good buys. Still getting very good buys here for Apogee.
Bomb planted, losing bonus building up. They already had some residual cash, so yeah, it's looking good for now. Should be the last one, and then maybe you see him descend into a half buy. Careful, Major. All good to open things up.
Prism walking his way out of Kong. Good execution into the B-bomb set with utilities. Zantares making sure that he keeps his team ahead. Okay, speaking of heads, there's two right to his AK-47. Just shreds through the connector attack.
He killed one through the smoke in B main right before that as well, so just been an absolute menace.
Oh god, he's having another good game here on Anubis.
And you're seeing some of those trademark transfers, trademark headshots.
The mechanical gifts that he possesses.
Yeah, he's really starting to feel himself in this game. Well, Wakadia is pushed all the way up A to cut off any kind of fallback and be close enough to take a jump on the hunt. Hypex and Hafa, surely this has a save written all over it. But I mean, they've been here for a while, and they might just want to try and go for this to lose the weapons. Otherwise, Aurora would happily take these guns away at the end of time. Well, they're going to let him get away with it.
Yeah, they'll be merciful.
No one pushing. Tough prospect coming through that smoke. You've got some of the tools to do it, but it's all good.
You mentioned the fact that that was the end of the good buys, but now you're in a situation where you saved the AWP, you saved an AK, and you have a little bit of cash left. You can get another AK and
Honestly,
rifle.
Yeah, I think you buy. I think Jacob gets an AK-47. I think Demo and Prism, you give them some lower weapons, Tech 9s or SMGs, and have them pick up the utility that you're going to need for the round.
Right, so
a conversation, a timeout to talk about not only the distribution of weaponry and money and funds, but what tactic exactly they want to run with this kind of diminished investment.
Yeah, because right now you don't want to go towards the hot hand of Zantares, do you? Like, you don't want to hit him again.
Well, also, I mean, look, if you do get an AK-47 on Jacob, or you could go Galil if you want some extra utility. He has picked up the AK with one flashbang. Demo and Prism will pick up utility. They're going to be the only ones with really full sets of util. So, I mean, think about it this way. If you're the IGL and the coach, you have that 30 seconds to come up with an idea of how you play a round out on Anubis, where you really only have one timing you can hit. maybe 2 if you're really sparse with the nades. But you don't have all the smokes, Molotovs, and flashes needed to put together a big round work in the map. Not a bad call for this kind of a round, too.
Yeah, Prism's getting a lot of space here as he walks through the door undetected. He's got all of his teammates alongside of him. Xantares, though, he is going to be the first point of contact. And so they smoke him out. He goes forward, and this time they get rid of Xantares. One shot from Woxic's not going to be enough, so you need Wakadia to step up, and he's being pushed on 2 sides. Goes to the AWP. Great shot out to Maid. Second is better inside of the site. Finally gone, but is it enough? Has he done enough? Jota's come back through camera, and it's all on Hypex. He realizes he needs to change his position, so goes behind the pillar at the fountain. A lot of utility coming towards him, so he can no longer stand there. Both players, same spot, and Hypex needs to deliver a clutch.
The
pause button.
The vertical double peek.
Oh, it's impossible with an op. You can't get a wild transfer with his AWP. You gotta somehow get behind cover, and that's exactly what he's done. So he goes back out again, and he got it at the last second. The grenade came through, but he hit the shot. A game of inches, a game of milliseconds, and Hypex with a recovery.
Yeah, goddamn, Hypex. That's some slick clutching out. 1 versus 2. Fast first shot, the flick upwards. Devastating for Aurora. Good shooting for Jacob as well. Jacob to get him in the situation. Look at this.
Bang.
That's so fast. Even takes a dink. Sees the nade coming in. Knows he needs the kill.
That was crazy.
That's some Hollywood clutch.
Yeah, that's actually some Hollywood stuff right there. Maybe Bollywood. It was that kind of level of wild. All right, well, there's an extra round to work with.
And here's the difference is like on Mirage, those like kind of sort of miraculous rounds of winning with the low buys and Tech 9s was just keeping them alive in the match. Now you have this kind of miraculous clutch from Hypex that's extending your lead in the match. It's a completely different vibe to it. See how many more rounds they can put on in this half.
Well, if they the unfortunate thing is this is their reward because they lost the AWP because the grenade still killed him. So, you know, you've got 4 kill wheels, you got a Mac 10.
That's a fair point.
And now you've got to go up against the full buy of Aurora, so it doesn't get much easier.
Yeah, but on these low buy rounds where they're missing resources back to back, they've said, you know what? We know Aurora doesn't necessarily like to play with presence in mid. Let's exploit that.
Now Wakadia knows they're coming in. He can hear all the steps. Positions himself down below the wall. First bullet, not accurate, but certainly controls himself. Eventually just wrapped around though. Prism continued sprinting the whole round. He gets in behind, and now you force them into a save because they are nowhere near this. And you've done the hard part. You have beat them with your weaker buy, and you forced Aurora to save because they don't have much money left over.
Yeah, and this is the difference too. You're playing with momentum also. Look at, I mean, how fast-paced they're going, how unafraid of these fights they are. Even on these low buys, those Mac 10s are not slowing down whatsoever. Xantares was playing over in Temple. When he got the indication they were coming mid, he tried to rotate around through Beach and just couldn't get there in time. Met by the Mac 10. Six to 3, a 3-round lead for Apogee here on Anubis.
Terrorists win.
Back-to-back really, really difficult rounds for Wakadia. He delivered last round, but this was too much to ask. Changing things up and throwing more bodies towards A main. It's going to be 4 attackers. Do they want to wait out the smoke? They'll extend to make sure nobody's pushing canals from Aurora's defense. But they're still committed to the play in towards A main. Prism's going to lurk middle. He's got utility to help supplement this attack. 2 defenders inside the A bomb site for Aurora. Zantares and Wakadia. They've had a tough time.
Oh my goodness, so many grenades going down today, but here comes the fight. Wakadia blinded, but still melting them away. He's got the help of Zantares beside him. And this attack in from Apogee has been stalled out at the foothold of A. And we have got Prism trying to come through mid. He's done a decent job in terms of taking Woxic, but was never getting past Jota. And it's another round to respond for Aurora.
Yeah, looking to tie things up. Major once again with 1 kill in this half. Maybe putting a lot more of his focus and energy on directing the team. There's obviously been some struggles from Aurora.
He was the standout player in the last match.
I imagine he's just, I mean, between the struggles Aurora's had and even going back to when they were Eternal Fire, starting to feel like it was going a little bit flat.
All the way back.
Yeah. Like 3 days. But Major might be a little bit more focused on making sure the team is orchestrated than on his own fragging for the moment. Maybe he's just having a rough game.
Oh, he's got one here. And maybe another one. Major finally starting to fry out here. Okay. 3 kills. Quick succession. Woxic spots them running in towards him. A last-ditch effort. Fa left in a 1v3, and he'll walk right in to Woxic.
I like that round from Aurora too, because the aggression is basically them trying to dictate some action. They just played like 2 or 3 rounds where they gave a lot of, I mean, at least 2 rounds against the low buys where they gave up complete mid control and gave plenty of time and space for Apogee to kind of execute and work the map in however way they wanted to. This time it's kind of like taking those options away. Like, we're not just going to let you sit outside the A bomb site. We're not just going to let you sit out in a default. We want to go be disruptive. Works out due to the good work of Major with a triple kill.
Yesterday, Aurora playing 3D Max on Anubis, and it was a 7-5 half. Aurora had a 2-round lead going into the second half and looked somewhat competitive, and then they won every single T round, just rounded out the game. So that's something we've got to look forward to as well. Zantares with 3 kills, holding onto the B-bomb site. Last round of the half is a quick one, and it's clean. Aurora keep it even at 6-6.
Yeah, Zantares ends at 10 kills, slips into double digits just at the last second to lead the way for Aurora. Jota at 9 kills is next up, but it's a pretty spread team affair for Apogee over on the other side. Demo, 11 kills. He started 8-1 though. At like the first 3 or 4 rounds, he was 8-1. So really cooled off as that half went on for this 6-6 tied scoreline.
Hot start, cold finish. Enough of everybody's either drinking an energy drink or a water. Wakadia is there with his super complicated coffee order.
Yeah.
Double cream, 3 shots caramel.
I'm glad it's got tape on it. I've got no idea where it came from.
No one does. Small business here. Small Romanian coffee shop.
Well, Apogee, if you want to get us to train, if you want to fight for the playoffs on the 3rd map, better have an absolute banger of a CT side, because Aurora is going to come test you. Woxic, Wakadia, and Zantares. Feels like they're starting to build up into something in this game. Zantares has had many rounds of multiple spray down, 2-3 kills, including that last one. Pistol round is live. You got smoke flash for Aurora's attack. You've got 1 smoke and a kit for Apogee's defense because they're playing retake on the B bomb site. Looks like they're just gonna push A main right out of the gate, not slowed down.
Wakadia.
Oh, he missed his timing. Now he
got the timing back. He wrestled with it. And he won. But Hypex has got a little bit further out than expected, but he's going to have to run back because the rest of his teammates are having a very difficult time. Jacob, though, I say difficult, makes it look easy. 2 clean headshots. Hypex got away with a kill on Wakadia, and finally able to get rid of Jacob inside of the site, but 2v2 set up from the A defenders.
Yeah, and they got to be really careful that they don't just both kind of focus on one player because they're coming from 2 different stretches. Zantares holding onto the smoke. He's leaving Major to fight for, or Woxic, excuse me, to fight for himself for the moment.
Yeah, knows that smoke's fading, actually loses the fight. So it's all on Woxic inside of the bomb site. He's going to have to take a step back out to the broken wall and Prism.
Look,
That is clean.
I hate how Aurora chose to play that. I absolutely hate it because Wukadia gave you everything you needed to win the round. He gets that first pick. He hears the footsteps of one more player falling back to A main. That was 100% communicated. Why are you stepping in the front of the bomb site to challenge for the fight one by one? Why not just plant at the back of the bomb site? Just plant at the back of the bomb site and say,
mystery.
Cool, have A main. We're at least going to get this bomb planted. We'll put the pressure on you guys. And they really just let this pistol round play out in a really awkward way.
You're right. It's just like Jacob hits the first shot, super nice, but yeah, I mean, he just has to kill the planter.
You had Zantares push up to that position as soon as he got into the bomb site, so you were safe from heaven. You were safe from bricks.
It's true. Really strange plant position there for Aurora. Well, it cost them. It cost them the pistol, but they do get the plant at least eventually. So,
and if you are going to fight it together.
Or maybe look at it, because I don't think they were actually looking even towards me. They were just kind of jumping across the angle.
That's all 4 pistols in these 2 maps won by Apogee.
Damn, that's a pretty rough stat here for Aurora. But they could make it 3 out of 4 second round wins.
True, which would be a great stat for Aurora.
And they've got a good buy because of that bomb plant. So they smoke out Temple. They're going to apply pressure through camera. Demo does a good job on the first kill. Far also stepping up, but eventually that MAC-10 will get its 1. But there's just too many players available now for Apogee, and the bomb going down, leaving Wukadia 1v4. So they don't get that second round victory here. In fact, they don't even get close to the bomb plant. So we're looking at an eco coming up next for Aurora. And Apogee, 8-6.
Yeah, those MAC-10s just not getting the job done. Pulling the trigger on the hit as soon as the Molotov is in the air. Split off Zantares from being involved, who had one of the only rifles, had the Galil, and just kind of had to stand behind the flames and try and cover and support. Still lost that battle. So good job from Apogee. 8-6, 2-round lead in Demo. I mentioned he kind of cooled off in the first half. Well, he has a nice round there, up to 14 kills now. And only losing 1 player in the previous round means they get to build up plenty of cash. Is this another force buy for Aurora? Not completely. They've half invested Tech 9 in armor. And they're coming middle again. No one's shifting. HypeX would arrive late if he is to start moving, but Hafa doesn't have the information yet.
Oh, that is the worst timing ever. Oh, quick switches, and now the A bomb site's gone. Oh, Jason.
I know. I know. Another opportunity gone to waste. Apogee trying to cause an upset, but really making it difficult on themselves. HypeX forces the fight to his death, and now Prism and Jacob, they have to just consider saving, but it's too late.
Oh, it's just so bad. Oh, it's so unfortunate that for Apogee.
But again, you're seeing like teams play this so differently too. Like this is another one, we mentioned it during the complexity game, or I mentioned during the complexity game. This one too is like the utility flying over for the execute from outside of the A bomb site. Teams are like playing off the typical reaction. That smoke coming into camera makes the defender pull out utility to drop some counter utility to delay and negate that smoke coming in. But Aurora, Major's already swinging and peeking. Right when that smoke is coming in, right when your brain's telling you to pull out utility to negate it, you just get caught.
Brutal. And then they threw everything they've got at it still, and they were just a little bit too close, and those pistols freed up to move through smokes, and yeah, frustrating.
And just like losing the conversion in Mirage in the first map after winning the pistols was missed opportunity, man, losing a low buy like that is a really harsh one, and now Woxic builds on top of it. Jacob down, headshot through the edge of the wall with the op.
Yeah, that's a real nice shot from Woxic.
And the defense is spread out so much and already shifting. Already Prism is like, uh-oh, I'm moving over to middle because we're shoring up the A-bomb site with the second defender.
And HypeX is just having to fight every single B angle if they come in, so he's backing off to play from CT instead.
I think, okay, now he's stepping forward again because Prism is coming back, but it might just be too late. Aurora already have standing in dark.
HypeX witting in towards IV. There's a big swing from Zantares. Headshot in, Wukadia to clean up.
It almost looked like for a moment they were going to just stay in that setup and have them play passive at the B bomb site and save if they came here, but that second player shifting back, Prism coming back from middle was kind of the sign of, nah, we got 2 players, let's fight for it. They've lost everything. It's tied up. They've got no money. A saved M4 on Demo, a saved MP9 on Hafa, and you got to build something around that.
Demho picks Madger off as he hunts them, hanging on to the M4 a little bit longer. Cardi is still climbing to the heavens, and Hafa will fall. So you only get to keep the M4A4. At least if you had to lose one of them, you would have chosen the MP9, but wanted to keep both. Scoreline tied up, and it does feel like that previous round loss might just cost them everything here. Aurora could very easily kick into gear on the T side and show us what they've got on Anubis. Seen it yesterday versus 3D Max. The French were able to keep it competitive on this map in the first half, but once they switched to try and defend against the Aurora attacking side, they just couldn't find any of the answers. There's a stack on the B-bomb site of all of these weaker weapons. Aurora spread out in the default, not committing to anything too early. And Madger, in fact, is being used as an information gatherer. He's got the distraction set up so the pistols look towards him, and Jota gets away with a double kill. That one rifle's been detected. They know where the saved weapon is. So you can see we've got Wakadia starting to move in towards A. And the bomb will come and join. So 9 rounds to 8. It's Aurora into the lead.
Yeah, credit to Demho, though. That's a nice kill with the M4. Going to allow a teammate to pick one up. I don't know if they'll be able to save it. He gets another kill to protect the weaponry, so maybe Aurora hunt, but he's now at 18 kills and 10 deaths. His next closest teammate is 9. That's Jacob. So, I mean, you have to say, Demo's doing everything he can to carry his teammates through as much of this map as possible, but he's going to need a second player to wake up and start closing the gap between his scoreline and theirs.
You say the next closest is Jacob. He's still got double his kills.
Yeah,
and
that's the thing. You need someone else to help you out if you're going to start converting these rounds. Demo is going to find one more. Wakati pause and wait. Good job. 19 kills now.
He's just fragging out.
Yeah.
Well, he's hanging on to this M4.
If he had hit that shot, I might have just left the room. I might have just sponged it. 9-8 for Aurora, slight lead, and one step closer to the playoffs of PGL Bucharest.
I love how that's a thing. We call it the sponge, just like quitting on.
Yeah, just walking out of the room mid-cast. Peace.
If you knew that you could do that, you would have left during the Amcal game. You would have left during the.
I know. If I knew the rules, we were going to say it was okay. There's plenty of games I could have picked to just march out on.
About the 4th overtime, you might have decided to leave in that one.
I've had enough. Peace.
All right, timeout in full force here for Apogee, as they realize this is probably the last chance in this series to get something going. Drop the ball here. Roar up to double figures. You don't have much money.
This is a good second map for them. Considering Mirage towards the end of it, we were sitting there like, yeah, it just never feels like Aurora's actually in danger. Never feels like this is actually going to turn into a win. Here the scoreline's close, and Apogee's done some good things, some very cool things. So it feels like there's a world in which they can wrestle control back and close this out. Do you really want to do this? Voxic just got this pick 2 or 3 rounds ago. Do you really want to test him? Yes, you do. Zantares with the trade-off, all important, but Hafa's here as well. 2 for 2 on the aggression, and now they try and back off of Canals, and Rakadia dinked immediately and cleaned up. Jota can't get the trade, so brawl to start round 18.
Hypex about to get a pick onto Madger, or should have. But that shot just destroys Hypex where he stands.
Woof.
Oh, God. Yeah. I feel bad for Hypex.
I do too. What a peek from Major. All right, Molly in towards
Did
camera.
Xantares just kind of lean over or something? Like, that felt like a Xantares
Yeah, right.
peek.
Hey, man, give me the mouse. Handle the movement. I'll take care of business. Well, he's got smoke, Molly, and a flash, but he doesn't have a kit, Jacob, for this clutch, for this 1v2, but he's going for it.
Yeah, it feels like he needs a round win here. Hoping for a hero play. And receives a bullet to the head instead.
Two-round lead now, and that, as you mentioned, might have been one of the last gas. Money is still okay. They'll invest a little bit into this round. Actually, kind of cool pieces of aggression mixed in here by Apogee. Almost a shame in some ways that it didn't turn out nearly as well, but that's the kill that really opened things up. Looked way worse. Looked way worse from Hypex's POV.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's sometimes better watching those kind of kills from the victim's
The
POV.
death receiver.
Yeah. Xantares walking in towards A main. Not cleaning the first bullet, but Wakati is going to follow up and clean up all of the A defenders. Prism quickly racing in behind. Woxic hears it though, and turns back as the player at the back of the pack.
I like that. I mean, you buy up, you half invest, you can still get a full buy in the next round, especially with the losing bonus. And yeah, you set up like a relatively wild stack and piece of aggression. But at least you've come into this round, and when you were going to invest that money in an M4 and 3 MP9s, you've got a plan for it. And it could have worked. Jacob forced back. 11-8. Aurora creeping ever closer to the playoffs, to the series victory.
Terrorists win.
Nice.
Falcon yapalım Buran beyler.
Well, the buy comes in. Hypex back to the AWP. Everybody else back to the rifles.
Give us one last punch, Apogee. Give us one last fight here. You know, get something crazy going. I want to see one more good round and one more. Get my hopes up one last time in this map.
Aurora, do not co-sign that.
Chicken butt.
Still more PG than our previous matchup.
than the bomb nameplate.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a freaking wild thing to have.
That's why I love it, because you can type that in on the name tag and it'll let you do it.
I know, it's great.
Ooh, looking at getting inside Xantares' head. That.
Little trickery coming in for Aurora. Looks like utility sent towards the B-bomb site to show they want to scale up canals and perhaps start setting up a pinch at the B-bomb site. That'll make the defense nervous. Afa creeps a little bit closer to Temple. But the hit is coming in towards A main. Now they might need to use that fake smoke to scale if they want to turn into a different option. Major and Wakati are going to come back all the way to B main. Woxic is going to join up with them. Xantares has picked up the AWP, and he's just going to be the lurk. He's just looking for a push out of the A bomb site for the moment. Can't really be aggressive over in dark, so it's up to the 3 riflers to get the job done.
Major to enter the site. Jacob with a good first hole. Prism still on the platform. 19 seconds left to try and break through. Akadia, he's got one, but it's not enough as Prism and Hafa get the job done.
Yeah, he was already so close due to the early rotation. He's able to just peek out very, very quickly. Nice defense from Apogee in this round. The AWP at A main picking one off, forced back to the B bomb site and just completely decimated. So there is that last little bit of hope I was looking for. They're still alive in this. 2 rounds back from tying things up at 11. There's just so much cash on the Aurora side of things. It's just kind of a bummer. They got plenty of opportunities, plenty of strong buys to utilize to close out this series.
When a scoreline is getting a little closer as well, and you see the window of opportunity, you see the chance to get back into the game, you can't help but remember back to that Tech 9 round where they pushed through. They come in, they find a great time, they switch weapon and get into the A-bomb site. There's missed chances. There's been a few of them here for Apogee that could have changed everything. And that'll be something they look back on a little bit later on.
Yeah, Prism just stands his ground. He knows he's got a teammate swinging. He knows he's got his second one peeking and fighting as well. Good defense orchestrated. They need that just a few more times. Jacob and Hafada starting middle. We haven't seen this. They're looking for a push. Woxic surprise, calling it out, but they've been spotted. Now it's time to back off. Move away from the plan of a push.
In terms
harm done.
That, yeah, exactly. For Woxic, it's not the best case scenario, but in terms of what he was able to make of it, in terms of surviving and also getting the info, it's not bad for him at all.
Yeah, you're always gonna be happy with the fact that that peak, yeah, you don't get a kill, which you would have liked to have had, but you negated the idea that they wanted. They wanted to execute something aggressive, so you've at least forced that back.
Yeah, well, Xantares drops into the water. There's a double setup here inside of Dark. Two players on the other side of the wall. It's Madger and Xantares. And they're gonna try and break through this. Molly's going to heat them up, force them away, and Madger's going to use that utility to the perfection. And so it's now Prism gone, and Hypex and Jacob once again having to hold on to this B-bomb site. Pushing into the open, Xantares. Hypex taking, jotted down. Jacob here on the pillars. Xantares pushes through him.
Nice
Hypex
shot.
with a huge shot. Keeps him in with a small chance.
Oh, he's been doing lovely with this all. Flashbang is out. He's going to concede the bomb site, though. He doesn't want to mess with it any longer. Bomb is picked up in B main, but Aurora don't feel comfortable committing to that site, so everyone's going to slip back. Woxic has been holding for a push at A this whole time. He's seen nobody.
Time is ticking.
Yeah, what's the decision? Bomb is on the mid-bridge with 20 seconds.
Yeah, you've got to go, Xantares. You have got to go.
I almost feel like they have to drop and go canals.
They have to, and so Madger realizes that is taking space in B. Hafaz looking back to the temple. They're confused about what's happening.
Oh my lord.
Everybody's here. Everybody is here on the B bomb site. Woxic with the shot. That'll set up the plan. Demho racing forward, trying to get past. Woxic's gone. Madger spotted. Demho with a double, and now it's all on Xantares to close for the playoffs in the 1v2. Gets close to the obelisk. First up, locks it in, but Hypex with the AWP saves their bacon, and they keep going.
Yeah, what a beast. Not only the kill with the ult, but he throws a flashbang that just barely blinds Major. Makes Major tuck into the corner. He cannot trade the first kill that comes in on that retake. What a fantastic round from Hypex, who's put under so much pressure with teammates dying around him. The smoke break for the op kill in B main that drops the bomb, that delays things, that makes Aurora second guess and nervous.
Well, in terms of getting confidence in your Anubis, this is going to be helping for Apogee. Bringing Aurora to the brink right now.
Well, we said Demo needed someone to step up and have some impact next to him. Hypex has done that. Here's that mid-push again. Xantares looks away. Woxic misses the shot again. And Aurora finally with a kill back, but it's a man disadvantage.
Dude, I love the attitude from Apogee. At this late in the game, at this point in the game, they go for the mid-play.
He ain't missing.
And Hypex is starting to level up. We talked about all these good buys Aurora have been getting as well. Well, that goes out the window. At 11-11.
A save would actually be very valuable for Aurora, for Joda and Major. Major won't get any extra money, but Joda can drop an AK-47, and he doesn't need any more utility. Or he can drop the op over to Woxic and get one himself. It's a long save. A minute, they have to wonder if Apogee is moving out of the bomb site to hunt them down. Now, on the other side of the coin, we touched on it. This wonderful run out of Apogee, such little experience. Do they have the experience to be ruthless? You've got a little bit of money built up. Not a lot. You don't want to lose everything. But there would be some value in taking these guns away. Looks like they're just going to stand pat on the CT side, let the save come through. So Aurora now with some difficulty closing out Anubis. It's 11-11 and 3 in a row for the Apogee defense.
Jota can afford an AK drop here or to buy, so he can throw that AWP to Woxic. That can be enough, but yeah, this is the greatest chance Apogee have. What an upset it would be defeating Aurora on Anubis.
Well, we're getting down to it now. Full buys for both teams. Aurora missing a little bit of nades. Where do they look to success? This three-man defense that Apogee's able to orchestrate at the B bomb site. Hafah's done a great job of rotating his attention between middle and temple. And now, with the success of Hypex in the recent few rounds, for Aurora, you're thinking in your head, where's that AWP going to be this time? Which jiggle peak is going to put me in danger? This is crazy. You can't give up the B bomb site. Okay, Prism's rotating back now. Everyone had vacated the premises except for Jacob, and that's just not enough.
Drops down, Hafah, they line up! Oh, a ballsy play, and it's paid off. Aurora have 3 left to try and break into the B bomb site. They wanted a split, but they have nothing left. 12 rounds for Apogee being teed right up, and it's there. Hafah makes the huge drop, and Aurora are now left stunned.
That's what I'm talking about. Polish Counter-Strike. They've come roaring back in this map. Now 3 in a row. Excuse me, 4 in a row for Apogee. This is something special. One of the best teams in the world on Anubis, and it looks like they've completely stopped cold Aurora's offense. These last 4 rounds have not had a whole lot of strength in them, and Apogee is finding all the solutions. Hypex has stepped up. Brilliant shooting with the AWP. Demho still continuing a tear. 22 kills in the map. And yet another surprising upset for Apogee potentially on the cards. Aurora fighting for overtime on map 2. Otherwise, we've got Train.
Yeah, I think of the results so far here in Bucharest on this map. Aurora have beaten Legacy 13-7. They beat 3D Max 13-5. You know, 3D Max are a team that give them issues earlier in the year. They defeated them 13-10 at Pro League 21, and at this tournament they dominate them, so this is so impressive from Apogee.
Another upset run you can't mess with. Lost to FURIA on day 1, but then they beat the MongolZ 2-0. Then they beat Astralis 2-0, and for a team that we didn't know much about coming into this, that'll open your eyes. Look at the aggression now.
It's crazy how confident there's no way Aurora will be ready for everything. Like, every position that Apogee have taken up here, this is huge. Aurora have nothing. They're stuck behind these initial smokes, but they have so much to clear that it's almost impossible to see a world in which they don't take casualties on the way.
And to make this call at 12-11 with overtime or victory on the line is insane for a team that doesn't have a lot of experience. Now, Zantares just spotted the feet, so Hafah has slid himself out of danger for the moment. And Wakadia with the MAC-10 has just got to let him escape. And again, it's the same philosophy just a couple rounds ago. You've negated the push and the aggression, and you're going to be at least happy with that.
Oh, Wakadia got in front of the utility. He needs to win this fight, and he won't. Huge kill for Demho. And then they all panic because the flash comes in. A kill from Prism, a 3v4. Aurora need overtime. And Apogee have a 4v3 advantage with Zantares on 4 HP.
4 HP, and they've only got 1 Molotov to play with. You've got no smokes, no flashes. And your other high HP player, Major, is sitting with the MAC-10. So really, if Aurora has any chance of winning this, it's Joda. You better be a badass in this round in middle. We need you for pretty much everything.
Well, the split begins with 20 seconds left. Bomb still at Rugs, climbing, and now walking towards main. Joda not in a position to get impact just yet. It's going to be the contact play through main that takes first fights. Zantares has got the kill, but 10 seconds, you need the kill. Joda's got it. Is it still back on? Here for Aurora. Joda has to be the boss, and he steps up. Zantares closes, and we have got overtime.
The fact they win that round, I cannot believe it. Joda did it. He stepped up when they needed him, providing the impact kills, the ones that sealed it. Major's the bait. Joda gets the kill that gives Zantares space, and then he's got to trust that Joda's going to maintain the aggression with 8 seconds on the clock. Oh, what a brilliant round, and poor Apogee. They fight all the way back, and now they've got bonus rounds.
Dude, that is heartbreaking that they get it that close. I can't believe Aurora turned that back.
He even gets a blind kill at the end. That's nuts for Joda. 12-12. Let's get stuck in. Money issues disappear. Hafa gonna drop down. Wakati had no idea until he hears the footsteps. There's more coming.
He's got eyes on that. Oh, but he's worried about the A main push coming in as well. Matcher, fortunately, able to trade. Can he get the follow-up? He's in that fight right now, but it's all about B. As Hypex getting heated up on the platform. Looks to the pillar. Joda trying to deal with him, and Hypex somehow gets away. But he needs to pick here. It's a 2v4, and he's being kept busy. And eventually, the headshot will land so they can go into that B bomb site safely with Demho on the other side.
There's this element where you have like this, you have the game being played at the end of regulation, and Apogee's won like 3-4 rounds in a row, and they need that, you know, they're on the way, and you're kind of in the moment, you're in the groove, you're riding the wave and the momentum of the game and the emotions of it, and then overtime comes, and there's that little bit of a pause in the action, and it's almost like your nerves all come rushing back.
And also you allow Aurora to get all the money back, all the nades they need, all the AKs.
Yeah, more than anything, I'm watching Hypex, and look how sharp he was at the end of regulation. This round is so uncomfortable now. I mean, Joda does a good job of keeping pressure on him that entirety of that engagement, but misses the first shot of Joda just kind of walking out the edge of the smoke. That was a sitter. Misses the second shot when he's got him kind of wrapping around towards jail and predicts it. You see some of those nerves re-enter the equation when overtime strikes. And Aurora get up to 13.
I'm sure there's a sense of a huge relief as well for Aurora once that overtime starts. You know you've got more rounds now. You got a reset, a chance to sort of weather the storm that Apogee would be bringing your way. And once you get into OT, the more experienced team, we always say it becomes the more favored squad to close it out.
The extra timeout provided an overtime taken by Apogee just after that one-round loss. Know how important it is to get a second-round victory here, else money starts getting dicey. (12-13). Timeout comes to a close. Gets that information at the last second. I think it was Major who might have called out the footsteps. A critical trade inside the smoke as well, and just what a beautifully played round from Major. Joda as well. Had a really cool engagement and extended duel with Hypex over in the B bomb site he comes out on top of.
Here goes Wakati up front, charge in up to jail. He's got the opening. B bomb site under so much pressure. And Jacob's stuck inside of connector. Grenade's gonna land and take most of his health away. Follow-up will remove the remaining pieces. And Aurora went up a gear.
And look how quickly your fortunes turn if you're Apogee. You're living the life, all-time high at the end of regulation, bringing the game back. Everyone's hitting crazy shots, good clutches. And now you've just been punched in the face twice. Got a save here in overtime, so 14-12 in the favor of Aurora. That's a great call from Major, a change of pace. And again, with the pressure of OT on an inexperienced team, not prepared, not thinking ahead, not even expecting that kind of an explosion into the B bomb site.
Terrorists win.
Wakati and Zantares tied at the top of the scoreboard for Aurora, 20 kills on both.
Yeah, Wakati had a great first map as well.
It's been a lovely series from him.
Mm-hmm. Well, Apogee could be on the receiving end of a flawless T side from Aurora. And you're just battling to get another overtime.
teams in the 2-2 group who could get drawn against the loser of this match. Falcons, Virtus.pro, Astralis, FaZe. And yeah, not everyone's playing up to their best, but there's still some dangerous teams down there for the loser of this match. Winner moves on to the playoffs. Loser gets entered into that pool.
Especially with all the added pressure of it being the last chance to move through. Locadia holding for the CT aggression coming his way. Xantares cracking open the defense of the A bomb site, getting back to the fight with Hafa, but he's going to lose it. He's going to lose that fight. And so will Prism on the B bomb site. So Madra's going to get out of there running away with the bomb. Now Woxic will protect him. Cutting off Hafa from the chase. Throwing every piece of utility he has got to slow him down and then eventually close it out. So map point, series point, playoffs point here for the side of Aurora.
Well, it is the old classic, isn't it? It's the congratulations, you cute little underdog. You've got to overtime, but this is where the big boys play. 3-0 run in the first half of OT for Aurora, putting a stamp on it. One more round and Aurora have booked themselves a ticket into the playoffs. And a break day before the craziness begins.
Slow start to the round here. Think about some of the last rounds of regulation. It was sheer aggression from Apogee. Getting into fights a few seconds into the round, diving down into the water. Aurora want to play this one in a more controlled way to close out the map. That's not the smoke they were hoping for.
Probably not. Can't imagine that's someone's looked at that and said, yes, good success.
45 seconds. Apogee about to try and split into the B bomb site. Madra's got the secondary sniper in position, a connector. He pulls away, and so it sets up the rifle instead. Madra gets a pick, the drop down from Xantares. It's stopped, but the rifle is inevitable. And so are Aurora. Jacob downed, and on their first outing with their new roster, with their new organization rather, it is the Turkish squad firing into the playoffs, proving that their group stage class is eternal.
One of the favorites finally made it into playoffs, so there they are. Aurora's got that spot, and I don't want to take that